Activists have stormed into Birkenhead County Court and tried to arrest a judge. The group, who call themselves the People's United Community, say the action was intended to shake the foundations of the establishment. 6 demonstrators were arrested.
I'm in control. You're in control. We're in control. They're in control. I'm in control. You're in control. We're in control. They're in control. Arrest that judge! Arrest that judge!
How many people in this room suffered at the hands of the courts of justice, where injustice is actually happening? We believe that the courts are issuing us justice. We believe that we're going to get a lawful trial.
We're doing it for the human race, aren't we? I'm doing my bit. Spread the message. Get us a humane world.
I was there 3 weeks ago when Roger was in the court, and the judge was repeatedly asked, "Are you here, sir, under your oath of office?" And he said he would not declare whether he was or he wasn't.
I am the third-party representative for Mr. Roger Hayes.
Are you Mr. Roger Hayes?
No, you may address me as Roger.
His oath is there to basically oversee common law, in which case the whole thing would be thrown out because the whole thing is a statute and it's fraudulent and everything else.
I will call you Mr. Hayes.
The court is required to address me as I request.
I will take note that Mr. Roger Hayes is not represented in court.
You will have to also note that the council is not represented in court.
I can see that the council has representation in the court.
If council has representation in court, then so does Mr. Roger Hayes.
If he'd said, "No, I'm not here under my oath of office," then he was just like an ordinary person, like any one of us, in which case he had no jurisdiction over anybody in that room.
The council is a corporation, and so is Mr. Roger Hayes.
Mr. Roger Hayes is not a corporation.
Yes, it is.
It is a person.
A person is a corporation.
No, it is not.
So what do you propose to do then?
Well, I believe there are some there who are wanting to uphold common law, and if that means arresting somebody, could be the person impersonating a judge, who knows, then so be it. Common law has to prevail today. Common law prevails at all times over statute rules of society. And unfortunately, the friends in uniform and the people who run the court, who are private businesses, they're all corporatized courts, they are the ones who are against common law. They are the ones making sure that common law does not prevail. We, as honest citizens, have to see that common law prevails.
Define person. Then let me do it for you.
When you get a bill, it's sent to you but belongs to your straw man, not you. That's why bills, fines, and summons start with Mr., Mrs., or Ms. Sometimes you'll see your surname in capitals, just like on a gravestone. That's because your straw man is dead and just a silly piece of paper, created before you could comprehend or even consent to it. When you go to court, you represent your straw man, so you, the human, take on any costs, fees, taxes, and fines involved for the straw man. The human you doesn't even need to pay them. But you made a contract with the court by appearing on behalf of your legal personality or straw man, just like the government knew you would. Confused?
People are rebelling lawfully and peacefully, and the key bit that's started this is that we now know that statute, law or administrative courts are being held. Those courts are unlawful under common law, and so we are seeing people penalised in court for parking fines or council tax fines or any of these other statute law offences which are actually unlawful. And it's vitally important that we wake the majority of the British people up to the fact that their country is being destroyed, and the people destroying it are our own MPs in Parliament. It doesn't matter what party they come from. We know that Cameron, Brown, Blair, Clegg, Miliband and others have committed treason, and the time is coming when the people of this country are going to bring them to book. All we would stress today and in future is that the way to do it is lawfully and peaceably, but lawful rebellion is our right, because inside this building is a kangaroo court which believes it can extract council tax from illegal fiction.
You are you, alive and made of flesh and blood. Your straw man or legal personality is a piece of paper created from your birth certificate. And you think it's you. What a silly Billy.
We're tired of being treated like objects. We are people, we are individuals, and we want our freedoms.
We are just pushed around and we're told what to do. And we've got rights, we should be heard. And I'm a great-grandmother going to be shortly, and I've got grandchildren, and I want a decent place. I don't want corruption.
So are you some kind of subversive, militant, pinko, Trotskyite lefty?
No, I'm just a great-grandmother with a strong sense of duty towards people.
It's absolutely wrong to look at the police and say they're all bad. That's not the case.
We don't want freedom. If we wanted freedom, we'd have taken it a long time ago. Most of us are apathetic, conditioned slaves.
But they're worried about their jobs, they're worried about their families. And we need to ask them why they are not arresting the politicians that we know at the moment are committing treason.
Wow, look at the black umbrellas, isn't that fantastic? We are absolutely full capacity in the court now, it's absolutely jammers, and we're being as orderly and disorderly as we can in there. Roger's ready to go, we're all set to do what we need to do here today. What we're going to do is we're going to keep sending out reports of what's going on at sort of 10-minute, 5-minute intervals, and somebody's going to yell up here with the megaphone and tell you what's going on and what's happening in the court. And obviously if we achieve what we set out to achieve today, then just give us your support, give us your cheers, we know you're out here. The constables here don't want any trouble, we don't want any trouble with the constables. They're doing a good job, you guys are doing a fantastic job. It humbles me and I am so, so proud of you. Thank you very much.
Sir, I am obliged to arrest you for contempt of court. And
the children, you know, their education's important, and it's the same thing.
Well, that's a public building, this. They're arresting people in there. They've been served the papers.
The judges have been arrested.
The judges have been arrested.
Excuse me, can I come in, please? Release that man! You have no authority here!
Sir, I have no idea what this is all about, okay? I do know that right now, you're inciting an affray.
An affray?
Yes.
Can you define affray?
Look it up, I don't have time to.
Well, then you've got no authority to say that.
Peaceful!
Remember who we are. Let's judge. You work for the people. Don't work against us. This is a public building.
I'm being manhandled out!
Well, because I was trying to issue a summons to these police officers to do their duty under their oaths. And they're guilty of mistreason because they have been refusing to accept the summonses that we have been issuing in the name of the people.
Lord Hoffman warned that the Strasbourg court is now overruling senior British courts in areas which, he says, human rights are at best secondary issues. Let the British people not say that they were never warned. We remain an independent nation with its own legal system, evolved over centuries of constitutional struggle and pragmatic change.
I was manhandled out. I was thrown out and I was doing nothing illegal. It shocks me that we're living in a police state and that in fact they can manhandle somebody out when all they're doing is trying to issue a lawful document.
It's happened to you before?
No.
Will it happen again?
It will happen more and more frequently. It's going to take off across the country.
Constables, this court has been seized under an ancient law in this country that exists in law today called Magna Carta. Article 61 says that we have the right to arrest the judge who doesn't provide his oath, and the Queen will back us up on that because it's in the Magna Carta, that's still law, and the article says we have the right to seize a court where we deem that court to be unlawful.
Amen.
That is what's happened today, and you are officers of the common law, and if you do not respect the common law, which is greater than legal legislation every time, if you read the law books, then you are in breach of the peace yourselves. Do you understand that?
So it looks like we're going to block the door. So, in fact, there's obviously loads of people that do that.
Are you policing by consent today, sir? Listen, are you policing by consent?
All I'm trying to do is trying to get everyone safe and well away from here.
And we've now got this chaotic situation where the police don't know where their allegiance lies. It should be with the good people around us.
You let him go, we all go. Right? End the problem, right? Stand down, right? That's the end of it. How many coppers are you going to need?
Did you expect this to happen?
Well, there's a load of people who are very upset about the sort of general high-handed tone, and we didn't expect this at all. We just wanted to sort of help this guy in court. But these things get out of hand, don't they? It is alleged that they wouldn't allow his witnesses or his documents, and they trumped up false documents from the council. In other words, it was a stitch-up, and this is treason. So he was being retried today, and he attempted to arrest the judge on a charge of treason under the Magna Carta Chapter 61, where the common people have a right to be judged properly and not stitched up. All the officers who should have accepted the summonses that we've been trying to serve on them have refused to accept the summonses, which is in itself a crime. And so we're basically taking their numbers. So when this goes further, we'll be able to basically name names of people who've committed a crime. At the moment, everybody is deeply upset about the EU and all these unlawful directives that are being rubber-stamped by the politicians who are collaborating with Brussels. And this is unlawful under common law because the British people have not given their consent to be ruled from Brussels. All the people implementing these directives are guilty of treason themselves. Basically, they're collaborators, just like the French collaborators in the Nazi occupation of France in the last war.
The EU court now considers itself as the equivalent of the Supreme Court of the United States, laying down a federal law of Europe. Interference on issues such as the right to silence, the use of hearsay evidence, which sounds about as far from human rights as you could get, showed the basic flaw in the system. I do not suggest belief that the United Kingdom's legal system is perfect, but I do argue that detailed decisions about how it could be improved should be made in London, either by our democratic institutions or by judicial bodies which, like the Supreme Court of the United States, are integral with our own society and respected as such. The legal identity of the EU itself will be fully recognized if the Lisbon Treaty is eventually ratified and implemented.
Arrest that judge! Arrest that judge! Arrest that judge! Arrest that judge!
We have police brutality here today. Officer abusing their powers. Remain my phone, officer, please.
Revolution is coming. Sometimes come this way. And tomorrow brings us another dream, knocking on that door. It's a dream we've had so many times before. Today, revolution is coming.
Okay guys, you've done a brilliant job today. I think it's clear. Well done, everybody. Is there a big cheer for the police?
Hip hip.
They will go back and research, no doubt, and hopefully they will see that what we're doing is lawful and what they're doing may not be.
We almost pressed him as quite slippery treasonous judge, but he got away, the little fish. We are not against the police. We need to win hearts and minds with these guys, okay? Because when you take away the uniform, they are exactly the same as us. They are in the same position as us. They have to pay that bloody council tax. They have kids and families, etc. So we need to reach them on a different level. I've been in discussion with the sergeant and the chief inspector here, and obviously they can't make any comments right now. However, we're going to talk further, and that's the first step to a dialogue process.
And if you talk to people in France or Holland or Germany, they're seeing the same things happen, because we've got some very dangerous people trying to govern the country.
If there has